Hello and welcome to ChapterSkip. I'm Joe.
I'm Sean.
I'm Chad.
I'm Mark.
And this is volume 7 of our podcast, what we're doing at the moment. Hope you're enjoying them. So what we're going to kick off with then, boys?
We should probably mention, if you guys haven't been listening for the last couple of weeks, we've got Chud in for the foreseeable future, when he can kind of join in and bring us donuts to come and join in on the podcast and help out and give us an alternate opinion on certain things. And last week we talked about quite a few topics, but we forgot to set each other homework. So we've got no homework to discuss on this, the podcast volume 7. So I guess we're just going to go in kind of blind, and before we press record on the podcast, Mark, you said you had something to address.
Well, just more. I've got a bone to pick with you, so to speak. You know when you was talking about Wolf Creek and films of that ilk, Eli Roth films in particular as well.
Yeah.
You say you don't like these films where it's all people are, oh, let's go out and have a drink and get drunk, party.
Yeah.
But you like Spring Breakers? What the fuck? I want a proper explanation for this. That's all that film was.
Yeah, but it was. How do I explain it? You don't win.
That's a good one, Mark.
But basically, that movie wasn't. It wasn't like that formulaic kind of thing. It wasn't kind of, yes, it was party, but then it wasn't like, here's a mentalist who's going to go around and kind of like execute people or hold them hostage or torture them.
It was a mentalist who claimed he was from space and you couldn't understand it.
Yeah, that was the whole reason that I loved Spring Breakers, because it had that weird, ridiculous character played by James Franco, who was just so over the top and just so bizarre and just so out there that every time he was on screen doing his whole like, yeah, look at my shit, y'all, check out my shit. Like, I just couldn't help.
That's irritating me even now.
Yeah. So just imagine, like, but imagine like the guy from Wolf Creek, who was, you know, the Australian guy. He annoyed me as much as kind of Alien would have from Spring Breakers.
You really hated that film then, geez.
Yeah, it was just like, oh my god, this is just so annoying. But like Spring Breakers, yeah, you could say it's like people going on a spring break, but there was something different about it. It wasn't just, you know, they kind of do the robbery to kind of go and get the money together to go on spring break, and then they meet Alien, and then it just kind of goes all a bit crazy.
See, I just hated it entirely. It was just
Alien was based on Riff Raff, who's a rapper. So who he's based on, and I think he sued them as well, Spring Breakers, because they were very similar.
Well, he tried to, didn't he?
Something like that, weren't it?
Ripping off his image,
Yeah,
whatever.
he's just like that. You look at Alien and that's what Riff Raff
If
was.
he's like that in real life though, it's like I probably want to punch him.
I was going to say,
Everyone in that film, it was
watch
just
the footage. It's exactly how he is.
as characters, obviously not.
yeah.
But no,
He's watching the telly going, hey, that's me! Look at that complete cunt on the telly, that's me! I'm going to sue these people.
I'm watching him on my
like
big
that,
screen.
Yeah,
He looks like me.
He just looks like how James Franco's character Alien looks. It's just like that. Same way, seriously. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Talking about James, I'm going to do a segue for a change.
Yeah.
Talking about James Franco, who was of course the Hobgoblin in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. I've watched Amazing Spider-Man 2
Oh,
and Captain America.
lovely. So you're all caught up in the old Marvel
Captain
business.
America, I think, was the better film.
Really?
I wasn't that super keen on super keen.
Super keen?
I wasn't super keen on Spider-Man 2.
Well,
Started well.
You wasn't exactly like overly keen on the first Amazing
No,
Spider-Man.
they just didn't. I like the opening. It's proper like, yeah, this is Spider-Man, and then when he was being Peter Parker, it was a bit boring, really.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Before I came here, I watched a review of somebody reviewing Amazing Spider-Man 2, and they were like, yeah, everything with Spider-Man was awesome. Yeah, it's funny, it was quirky, he was a little bit sort of awkward, and he was a bit witty as well. But then it was like, but when he took off the mask, he was a bit sort of emo and drab, and it was a bit lovey with him and Gwen Stacy, and it was a bit like, put the mask back on and just, you know, start doing sort of funny quips and stuff like that. But
And it started off with an aeroplane, which reminded me of a certain other superhero movie that started with a plane.
I can't.
Plane was on the plane at the start.
Yeah, it was when he throws a guy out in a parachute. I
was like, Bane's going to turn up at any moment.
Yeah, no, but when did that happen in Spider-Man?
Right at the beginning, the flashback to his parents on the plane.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. I was a bit like,
But it was
Spider-Man on a plane.
It was taking all the coincidences way too far. It's like, everyone in your family worked at Oscorp. Your girlfriend now works there. You just happened to be there when some shit kicked off, and then there was another thing with Oscorp. It's like, oh, you're really dragging in the
It's a comic book movie. You got to suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, but that was like suspend it by the neck off a bridge and hit it like a piñata.
He's a Spider-Man. You know what's real about that? You know, he fights a guy who falls in electricity.
You know, you mentioned
I didn't see
Jamie
it.
Foxx
I didn't
thing,
see it. I've not seen it yet.
You mentioned the Jamie Foxx thing with his teeth getting repaired.
Yeah.
Did you look at it to be like fixing his imperfections? Because it repaired his teeth. He didn't need glasses anymore. He was bald, so his comb overwent. But then, wow, racist movie. He weren't black anymore. What the fuck? Like, really? Like, Spider-Man 2 is racist.
I thought you tried to say like blue is the ultimate race, so like Electro and Dr. Manhattan are the only like pure people on the world.
Just read it like we fixed all his imperfections. Yeah, and his skin colour. Whoa, hang on. I didn't like it, and it was so underused. Hobgoblin, pretty underused. Fucking Rhino.
Yeah, well that's why I didn't really want to like spoil
I'm not going
anything.
to spoil
But
it for these guys because
Yeah.
but Rhino's
That's-
a big thing in the trailers.
But it was obvious that they kind of went, okay, let's sort of almost tease we're going to go in a Spider-Man 3 direction, a Sam Raimi direction,
Yeah,
have three bad guys and kind of like go, oh, is it going to be a clusterfuck? And then sort of go, ha, tricked you, ha, got you, didn't we?
Like, wow, what a waste of
But is it not building up to the next, like, if you like the movie, which I did, it's got me excited for the next movie. Whereas I can imagine if you weren't really impressed with it, you'd just be like,
I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, you watch
it's Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not getting behind it at the moment.
No. Fair enough.
And I think even the Stan Lee cameo wasn't as good in that as it was in Captain America. Captain America was the janitor near the end when he's like, he took the uniform out of the museum.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
I'm going to get fired. It's like,
Yeah.
he was an actual, it made sense for him to be that character as the Spider-Man. He was just guy in the crowd shouting, hey, I know that guy. Which is still cool because it's Stan Lee. But
Yeah,
it
anytime
was
Stan
shoehorned.
Lee's in a movie, but yeah.
Whereas I thought Captain America...
Captain
badass,
America
really
was
good,
a badass
really good.
movie, yeah. Like we reviewed it, and I think it was like chapter 5, was it? Like I
Something
talked
like
about
that.
it, and you guys hadn't seen it.
I thought it
That's
was
just-
really, really good.
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really good movie. It's kind of all-encompassing. It was a sequel, but it could have stood alone as its own thing.
Definitely.
And like super, super intrigue for the Avengers coming up next year. Well, you know.
I had another fault actually with Spider-Man. I'll shut up about Spider-Man after this. There's a certain character in it who we all know is going to die. You know who I'm talking about near the end.
Well, yeah.
But that person died from what happened to them. Well, he's done that loads of times, saving people.
But I think they
I know what this is. I got told what you talk
Well,
about.
I think they ripped that directly out of the comic book. So
Is that how they died in the comic? 'Cause that
yeah, I
sucked.
believe so. Yeah.
It's like, but
I
you've
got
done that
told
countless
this.
times when you've saved someone's life.
Yeah,
this
but-
time you went, I've killed him.
Yeah, but I think it was a bit like, how about we kind of do this thing where the person, you know, I'm trying to be as vague as I can here,
Yeah.
is...
I always presumed it was going to be
Sort
that
of
person was killed by a
no.
villain, not
Yeah,
just
you think like when they're laying there or whatever, hanging there, and you're just like, okay, they're just going to wake up and just be like, oh, you'd be like, oh, for a minute I thought they were going to die, and it's like, oh.
But I went the other way. I'm like, that's how you died. Ugh. I was like, I wanted a dramatic death, not just...
Yeah, but I suppose it's still like a kind of a PG movie, so they still have to kind of keep it within the realms of keeping
Mind
it
you,
for
what
kids
was-
and stuff.
What was Captain America 12? 'Cause
Yeah,
that
I think there was, yeah.
Yeah, there was like, you know, people getting shot and so on. And
Yeah, Captain America was a badass movie, yeah. I think
really, really good.
they're in
I'd
different realms,
recommend.
like Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man has always been in that realm of kids to teenagers, where I think sort of
I
Captain
suppose
America
it is,
sort of was more
More old, yeah, for
teen,
older
probably
generation.
borderline, sort of early 20s, and obviously, you know, upwards as well for nerds like us.
Upwards, look at me.
Upwards,
Yeah.
and, you know, even a bit further after that.
Like a
and
new
then-
granddad in the cinema.
You like Captain America, didn't you, Granddad?
You remember the war?
I remember when Captain America's in the war. Speaking of Spider-Man, or continuing to speak about Spider-Man, I came across a pretty interesting article the other day, and obviously when they were going to reboot Spider-Man, they needed a new actor to play Spider-Man, because it would have been pretty pointless to get Tobey Maguire to come in and play Spider-Man again, because it would have felt very similar. Obviously, they went with Andrew Garfield, but here is a list of 10 people who could have played Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. I'm going to go with the most uninteresting ones to begin with. Josh Hutcherson, aka Peter from Hunger Games. Yeah, everyone's got blank faces right now.
Never watched it.
I don't know.
Edward Furlong, does anyone know who he is?
Oh, from Terminator 2.
Yeah, you guys got it, yeah. John Connor from T2.
Has he done anything since T2? The Aerosmith video, wasn't
Drugs
he?
and alcohol.
Yeah. Detroit Rock City.
Spider-Man's wasted again.
He done Detroit Rock City in some crap horror film. I can't remember what it was I've seen.
Alright.
Here's another one. Scott Lever. Yeah, I'd never heard of him as well, so I did a bit of research. Apparently, he was a Hollywood stuntman and stunt coordinator, and he wasn't even an actor. And they were just like, yeah, he could be Spider-Man. And just like, wow, are you desperate or something?
Well, I don't know, he might.
Yeah, he might be good, but like, at least you want an actor as well. You'd be like, yeah, he'd be good at the stunts and stuff
I'm
like
up for letting the unknowns have it.
Yeah.
Go then, yeah. I'd be more up for that at the moment.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme got his start through Predator and stuff like
He didn't do
Predator.
well.
Yeah. I didn't recognise him in
that.
Predator.
He's in Predator and he was red. He ran around in a red suit.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah,
he's around before
seriously.
Predator.
Watch
He's done films before Predator.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's one of his big starts. What I'm saying in America. Just watch the.
Predator?
I'll link it. I'll link it.
That's weird, I never knew that.
He got his big start in Predator. I can't remember it.
They're talking about it, and he's in this like big red stupid suit. Why don't even look good? It don't. And he's like,
This was before they finalised.
Yeah, before he finalised, and he's like, I do not want to do this. I've just come to America, and he's just like,
Because he's quite short as well then.
Oh, so it's just a kind of audition
sort of thing. You gotta check. I'll show you the link.
Because the Predator was Kevin Peter Hall, wasn't it? Who played Bigfoot in Howard.
I think they got rid of Jean-Claude Van Damme or he left or something. I don't know what happened, but it was all test footage. You want to see? I'll show you the link.
How in Terminator, I know we've gone off a little bit here. Lance Henriksen auditioned to be the Terminator.
Yeah.
Which would have been really
That would have jumped up his
Apparently he turned up with
career.
like all foil around his teeth to make himself look all silvery.
That would have jumped
Just
up
like
his
I
career,
did in
wouldn't it?
Spring Breakers.
Oh, he reminded me of Spring Breakers.
Speaking of Spring Breakers, James Franco was tipped to play Spider-Man,
weird.
which would have been weird.
That would have
Going
been
from
weird.
Harry Osborn to Spider-Man in the next movie, it probably wouldn't have made much sense.
It worked.
We've got Taylor Lautner, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
I think it's a bit too serious, isn't
think?
it? Yeah. I can't imagine him as like a quirky, fun-loving, quip.
Yeah, he's
quippy
been
kind
in
of
some
guy.
comedies and that, though, hasn't he? A few comedies.
Has he?
Yeah.
Name some.
Was he in Bubble Boy?
Yeah, he was.
Bubble
Yeah.
Boy.
Don't remember that.
That was a great film.
2012.
Machete's in that as well.
The winner.
What's his name?
Oh, day after
After
tomorrow. That's not a
Tomorrow.
comedy, was it?
Everyone
Danny-
died.
Yeah, it was laughably shit.
Danny Trejo was in Bubble Boy.
James Franco, Tom Cruise.
Oh.
Bit too short to be Spider-Man.
Bit too old.
Bit too Scientology.
Bit too short.
Yeah. Michael Cera.
Crazy.
Like, in the article, it was like, yeah, he's got the awkwardness, but like, can you imagine him?
Hi, I'm going to be Spider-Man.
Even as Spider-Man, he would be like completely over the top awkward and just be like,
Hey, if you don't mind, don't kill me, don't rub that lady or something like that. You know what I mean? Just like well over the top.
Yeah, but like Spider-Man sort of essentially is like that. But when it comes to being like he would fit perfectly as Peter Parker.
Yeah,
But then when it comes to
he's
Spider-Man, he's just like, just gonna shoot this in
I'm gonna shoot
your
my
face. Oh, sorry, I got it all over you.
no.
And here's my two favourite ones that I think would have been amazing / horrific. Charlie Sheen and Leo DiCaprio.
Charlie Sheen!
Winning.
Winning!
I'm by webbing.
Yeah, webbing. That would be what it would be, wouldn't it? Webbing.
That's weird.
Always webbing.
Yeah.
Always webbing.
I'd go and watch that though for Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, you've got to do right. Let me just do this line of coke off this hooker. Oh yeah. Now I'm ready. Where do you want me?
I just thought that was like pretty funny, and
That's
obviously
weird.
coming in from the Spider-Man thing, yeah. Charlie Sheen, but Leo DiCaprio, he's a bit too sort of serious to be Spider-Man, isn't he?
And he's not going to be able to play Peter Parker.
No.
You need
then-
someone who's a bit. I mean, I would have said, but he'd be too awkward. The kid who played, I mentioned him before, Elias in
Yeah.
Clerks 2, because he had that right awkward. But would he be Spider-Man?
What about somebody like Jesse Eisenberg? Maybe he's got that kind of awkwardness about him,
But he
he's
can be a
not-
bit serious.
Yeah, I
as
think
well,
he's now
can't he?
kind of venturing off into those more serious roles and stuff like that.
Magic film, I can't remember what it was called. No,
Now you see me.
Yes,
Yeah.
I ain't seen that.
Because what else has Andrew Garfield been in?
Well, I
Is
know
he
him
in Social
from
Network?
Social Network. Yeah, we spoke about that a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago. That's all I recognise him from. So I'm not really sure what else he has been in, but I think he makes a pretty good Peter Parker. Better than Charlie Sheen, DiCaprio, Gyllenhaal, Cera, Lautner, Hutchison, Furlong, Franco, Cruz, and Lever. Yeah, I'll let you talk about some stuff now, Mark, because I've got some things I want to talk about later on to annoy you,
Oh,
but
shit.
I'll say them.
Get him angry at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
In more comic book movie news, Man of Steel 2 or Batman versus Superman as it's being called at the moment, they've actually made some new character casting announcements for that. And apparently it's going to feature Aquaman.
Oh, fuck.
Really?
Who it's rumoured will be played by
that'd be crazy.
Jason Momoa, who played Conan in the 2011 Conan movie, and he was in Game of Thrones as Khal Drogo. And there's a chap who's going to be in it called Ray Fisher, who played, I think he's a stage actor, he played Muhammad Ali in some stage play, and he's going to be some guy called Cyborg.
Yeah, I heard about
yeah,
Cyborg,
sorry.
but I hadn't heard about Aquaman.
I only saw that one
Aquaman's
today,
such
actually.
a jobber.
Yeah,
A lot of people like him. He always gets ripped.
Does everyone just think Seaman?
Yeah, everybody just rips him, don't they?
Cyborg,
But
that-
isn't like Aquaman the only kind of superhero who's just like, yeah, if we go fight in the sea, I'll be brilliant. But yeah, in Metropolis, so you're gonna have to like make deal with like using toilet water and sinks and things like that, or just sit on the couch next to Green Lantern and just sit there and be shit.
I can't remember a thing I
Sit in
read
the
somewhere
corner.
that said about, there was a list of like 10, 15 reasons why he's actually one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe, and it was like, really? And then you start reading all these facts and thinking, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know that about him, but I can't remember them. So. It was quite cool, and then it was like, it's Aquaman, who gives a fuck?
But it's quite encouraging because it looks like they're going to build towards a Justice League movie, which is quite cool.
That has kind of been mentioned, and Zack Snyder to direct that as well.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So I still wasn't overly taken with Man of Steel.
No,
Had some good moments, but
yeah,
he killed more people than General Zod, I'm telling you.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Straight away, Zod threatened his mum, and then he punched him into a gas station or something that exploded, and I'm like, wow, you just killed a shit ton of people, Superman.
I know, yeah. I've watched countless reviews and countless videos on people talking about Man of Steel, and the more they talk about it, the more you just sort of think, wow, this was a massive disaster porn movie, wasn't it? It was just like, yeah, we've got the origin story of Superman, we've got him building up, we've got the story between him and Lois Lane, him and his parents, and Russell Crowe, and then just smash, crash, bang, wallop, smash, splat, kill people. Oh, is there any dead people? There must be, but you don't see any.
When we watched it to review it, I enjoyed it more when I put in my mind that General Zod was the good guy in the movie, Superman was the bad guy. He's trying to protect his home planet,
Yeah.
and they're all going, no, you're a douchebag. And like, well, hold on, he's trying to save your own world.
Yeah. Good point.
And then he's turned up, he hasn't done anything too wrong, and then he told your mum off a bit. And then you fucking punched him one. Like, well, hang on.
The equivalent of him come down to earth and just like, your mum was so fat.
Your mum.
Punch in a gas station, dead. Snap neck. Which is, yeah, people talk about the snap neck and they're like, really? You didn't actually have to kill him? You could have like pointed his head in a different
He
direction.
just stood in front of him.
Yeah, he could have stood in front of him, put his hand over his eyes,
Yeah.
made him blink or something. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that much about the character, but it did seem very out of character for. It's like, does Superman kill people? I didn't think he did.
I
That
don't
kind of
think so.
Batman sort of, don't
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah, it's like in the next movie they just have Batman turn up with guns and start shooting people and just going, what? Batman don't use guns!
Well, even like, was it Doomsday was the big villain thing that was indestructible, and I'm sure they never even killed him off. He just sent him to the end of time or something weird. I
No,
can't
he never
remember.
killed. Batman never kills, was he?
No. Something about comic book characters being killed. I've managed to segue again.
Oh, mate, the segues are seamless here on the ChapterSkip podcast.
Marvel are apparently going to kill off a major character in a 4-issue miniseries called Death of Wolverine. But will it be permanent? Because
And will it be Wolverine? They might just,
Wolverine.
get people, oh, Wolverine's going to die! Oh, they killed off, I don't know, Aquaman.
Apparently said they are going to kill him off, but how often have they killed off, especially the X-Men, and then brought them back a year down the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with that kind of universe. They can do what ifs, can't they? Because they do a lot of in the future. Like they've got the movie planned after Days of Future Past. They're going to do what was it, Age of
Oh, this
Apocalypse?
is comics though, rather than the...
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh,
like
yeah.
even in the comics and the cartoon, they're like, go ahead, don't they? And they're like, here, oh, excuse me, somebody dies, and then they'll go back to sort of now times, and then they'll change it so they won't die in the future. So it's like a bit of a tease.
Well, they killed Superman and he come back, and Batman had his spine broken and was in a wheelchair, but he got fixed. And
Yeah.
Cyclops has died, and
Yeah, they've killed off Optimus
Colossus.
Prime and Bumblebee in the cartoons. And they just keep bloody coming back, don't they?
yeah. Yeah,
Speaking
that's
of-
never permanent in comics.
I was going to say, speaking of coming back, but that's a really, really bad segue.
You can do better than that.
I can. Let me look at my
What's your
notes.
topic? And I'll try and give you something, a link into it.
Speaking of coming back, is anybody a fan of the TV show Sherlock?
I have not seen
Never
it.
watched it.
Anybody ever seen it?
No.
Well, basically, it's amazing, and just as a little thing for the guys out there who do like Sherlock, or have liked Sherlock, or will like Sherlock.
I like Benedict Cumberbatch because
Yeah.
he's great in like Star Trek.
Well, he's absolutely amazing as Sherlock, and you've got Martin Freeman as Holmes, but apparently Sherlock may get a one-off episode before they film season 4, because they've just in January they released season 3, and what they do, they don't do like a 6-episode season of half-an-hour episodes. They do 3 episodes of like an hour and a half each, so they're like
Right, or
movies,
mini-movies.
or like mini movies within each other.
Are they they're all one story, those each, no? There's 3 episodes? Or?
There's themes carried through, obviously,
Right.
because there's like the origin story of how sort of Holmes and Watson meet up, and obviously they move in together at 221B Baker Street. You know, they go out and they have adventures together. But this is set within now times, so everything feels real, and you know they
Oh,
use,
it's a modern day show?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead of like, you know, going out and sort of, I don't know, they use phones and they text and all
Just
that.
laughing at this.
Yeah, you just really made them sound like a gay couple. They get together, went out frolicking, having adventures.
Well, yeah, they do. They do get. They often do get. You know,
I've got a raging clue.
Does he have his pipe still? Is he like
I
a
think-
hipster with
I
his
think
pipe?
no. So I think those kinds of
Shoreditch.
things.
He Shoreditch with his turnips.
Well, those kinds of things they sort of pay homage to. They don't exactly go, here's Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes and then give him the old backwards forwards cap. But they do kind
Backwards,
of,
forwards.
you know, he's got that weird cap in there. It's got a four
It's a hunter's
Backwards, forward.
I'd like a backwards forward.
Hello,
Have you got any backwards forwards caps, please?
do you mean a deer hunter? No, backwards forwards
deer
cap.
hunter.
When they call haberdashery, I would like a backwards forwards hat.
Anyway, yeah, like the backwards forwards cap comes into it, but it's not like he goes out and he wears it just because that's part of his thing. It sort of happens by accident.
Does he have like a normal cap on and then one backwards as well? Sort of thing.
No.
See, what's always put me off, because is it a BBC thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't really get it. They don't seem to throw a lot of money at their things, and you're kind of like, I'm not into Doctor Who. Atlantis, kind of like, no, don't care. That
I totally agree.
or whatever it was.
Is it like EastEnders?
No, it's like it's super well done.
Yeah.
Like it's crazily good edited. Like the editing, I watch it, I'm like, that's so good. Like the seamless transitions. It almost reminds me of almost Edgar Wright-esque editing. The way sort of certain things will play into another, or it will fade and transition into another thing, or you know, it will focus on one thing and then it'll pull out and then it'll be the next scene or stuff like that. And Benedict Cumberbatch is absolutely amazing as Sherlock Holmes. He's sort of so witty and so fast talking, and he just comes across as an awesome character. So if you guys do get the chance, I would highly recommend you watch Sherlock. And for those out there who have watched it, there is going to be a season 4, and Martin Freeman has been quoted saying, Mark Gatiss may beat me up, but there's an idea for this one-off special, that's such a good idea. As I was listening to it, I thought, we've just got to do it. It's a fantastic, really mouth-watering idea, but I don't know when we're going to get to do it. So it may happen, it may not happen, because I think they actually take 2 years in between filming each season. So
right, okay.
it'll be like 2016 before we get to see season 4. So it'll be nice if they put in a little mini episode before season 4 and keep us hanging on.
See, I may give it a shot, but there's so many other shows that just sound better. Although I'm kind of at an end of series at the moment, because I've finished, I think last week I'd mentioned that I was watching Black Sails. It's only 8 episodes, finished that. It's not bad actually. It was a bit of a slow start for me, and then I kind of got into it around episode 5, really hooked me, and then the final episode had a really good kind of like, oh, what the fuck moment. And at the same time we finished season 2 of Banshee, which officially won't be coming to the UK until possibly July. I don't know why it's been taking so long.
Oh.
I've been out in the States for quite a while now. Really, really good. I know you started to watch season 1 and didn't get into it.
Well, basically,
But-
it was one of those things. I think I finished off a season and I was traipsing around sort of thinking, right, shall I dip my toe in a bit of Walking Dead? Should I go for a bit of Game of Thrones? Shall I watch, I don't know, The Wire or maybe Luther or something like that? And I remember you going on about Banshee being amazing. And I was like, okay, I've got like a spare hour. okay, I'll put it on. And then I think I got about 10 minutes into the first episode, something happened. Like, I think I left the room.
In the bar.
No, I think like something happened. I was watching it on my laptop, and then I don't know, I went for a wee or something, or I had to go downstairs to get a cup of tea, and then I come back up and I was a bit like, nah, I can't bother to watch this. So it's like I never really truly got into it, and I think if I did, like, I trust your opinion, and I think I would get into it. Yeah,
Spring Breakers was shit.
back off.
No, it is really, really good. And season 2 as well. It's just like it ended exactly how he wanted it to. It felt conclusive with enough loose ends to want you like sit there going, fuck, that's it. I've got to wait a whole year to the next one.
I absolutely hate that when seasons do that. There was countless times, because I'm going to throw out some like little hipsterisms here. I was watching Breaking Bad before it got popular, so obviously when the seasons would end, I would be left there on a cliffhanger, and I absolutely hated it because it was like, oh my god, you can't do this to me. It's there's just certain things. Have you seen all of Breaking Bad, Chad?
Yes, I was an anti-hipster. I waited until everyone had watched it, then I watched it.
Everyone here has watched all of Breaking Bad, haven't they?
Yeah.
When they did the split of season 5, on that sort of middle episode when Schrader sits on the toilet and picks up the book, opens it up, and you're just like, fuck!
Yeah.
Because you know that there's not going to be another episode
He probably
for
did
ages.
that while he's having a shit. Fuck my ass!
Fuck, this is a chili! This is so boring!
Too much Texas chili.
But that's how
It was alright for me because, you know, I came to the party so late.
Yeah.
I just watched them all back.
Same
back.
here.
Exactly. You didn't have
So
that.
did
You
we.
probably had like the end of the episode come to you like, fuck! Oh, next episode.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like, I've got to wait like 6 to 8 months for it. Oh my god, I can't wait this long.
It
Is
takes
he going to
about-
take a shit or not?
I think you have 20 seconds between each episode on Netflix before it switches over to
Yeah.
it. So you don't need to press anything.
You have to wait 20 seconds. I had to wait like 20 weeks or something like that.
It was the longest 20 seconds of my life.
I think that's how we
Speaking
felt with most, because me and the wife were watching Banshee, and I think that's how we felt with almost every episode. It was like, fuck, I've got to see the next one. This is so good.
Yeah.
And it does. I thoroughly recommend it. It's really, really good.
Speaking of TV shows, I finished American Horror Story. Season
Good.
3, the Coven, yeah. It was, good, but the end could have been a bit better, but it rounded it off nicely,
So-
but it could have been a lot, it could just been a lot better.
Which
I
season
thought,
do you think was probably the
I can't really go
best?
into details because I don't want to take stuff away because I think Chad's watching it.
we're
Yeah, I've not
about
seen
3/4
it.
of the way through season 1.
And you're enjoying it.
I'm thinking
Yeah, I'm quite
of
liking it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it? That's
Did you
what
have a
I said.
favourite season then, Joe?
I really liked the Witch one, but now I think going back to it, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like the ending of the Witch one, is what I'm saying. So probably the Mental Institute on the second, the Asylum.
That's the
on
season I'm
second.
looking forward to.
Second, yeah, that's probably my favourite one.
I was thinking of giving it a go next, but I was at the same time thinking I've marathoned quite a lot of
Yeah.
TV series. I'll probably give them a rest for a bit, catch up on some films, and then
Yeah, no, it
give
was
it a go.
it was great. I'm looking forward to the new one. They've got one where it's going to be in a circus they're working on at the minute.
Oh, right. Is it
season
is it
4
second Carnival? Yeah.
Carnival, something like that. It's supposed to be really good.
That's it.
The season 3, the Witch one, Witches one, has Kathy Burke's in it. You know, from Misery.
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
little things, and she plays a really cool part in it. But no,
Kathy Burke from Kevin and Perry. What's her name? Kathy Burke.
Kathy.
Yeah, you're thinking of.
It's Kathy Burke, no?
No.
Guys,
Oh shit! I forgot her name as well now.
I'm sure I got that
surely
wrong.
everybody
Kathy
knows what we're
Burke.
talking about.
Everyone knows
Oh,
who it
no,
is.
go on,
Quick, who's
go
got
on,
the
you're right.
IMDb? Put in Misery. James
Kathy-
Caan and
You just put in misery or come
yeah, oh god, it was James Caan and I forgot her name.
How
Kathy
professional.
Bates.
That's
Kathy
it.
Bates. That's close.
You don't need IMDb. Just need my
Kathy
brain
Bates.
to work.
I knew I was
It's
close.
like Kathy Burke. She's not really known for her kind of
Yeah.
horror
The thing
acting.
is, he said that, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
realised-
When he said
completely
Kathy
forgot.
Burke, I went Kevin and Perry, and then he said
Yeah.
from Misery, and my brain went, oh yeah.
Yeah, Kathy Bates.
Because I haven't seen Misery, so it didn't link for me. I was just
Oh,
thinking,
Jesus.
Misery's a good film.
It
It
is
could be a bit of
film.
homework right
It's
there.
You're not watching that Misery?
Terrifying
That
film.
could be a bit of
That could be.
homework.
I was
I
gonna-
watched that when I was a
I'll
kid
let you
and I
pick them.
fucking shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was only
yeah,
little when I
literally.
watched it. I was just like, but anyway, yeah, Kathy Bates is in it, and she plays a really cool part in the third series. But yeah, I've fully
Feathery. I was in Feathery.
fully recommend it. I do fully recommend it.
I've got to move off
Great.
the couch for a moment. I've left my water bottle somewhere, so you guys will have to.
oh dear.
Oh, okay.
So when you leave the room, we get to slag you off.
I'm not leaving the room. I
Ah.
don't trust you guys.
It's funny, last time Joe left the room, he got to say he had small nipples. And a little willy and that.
Right, I've returned. Unabused.
Do you remember last week you posed the question of us being here in East Anglia and waking up and smelling the rapeseed in the morning? And we got talking about hay fever.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd do like a little bit of research to help the listeners of the ChapterSkip podcast. If you do suffer with hay fever, there's a couple of things that you can do to help ease your pain. Do you want me to give you a few little things?
I've heard one, but yeah, I'll see if it comes up in...
Basically, it mostly involves you getting off your ass and having to do things, which is a little bit...
That's not the one I heard.
Yeah. Like, apparently, number one, reduce your stress levels. There's a link between stress and severity of hay fever. So basically, if you're going out, don't be stressed out. Just be like, hey, it's cool, and then you'll have less. Crack one off.
I love sneezing my face off.
Yeah, just embrace the rape in your face. Here's another one which I thought was a bit counterintuitive. Exercise. You know, quite often you have to go outside to exercise. So it's a bit like, if you suffer from hay fever, to get over hay fever, you have to go out into the hay fevery area and exercise. That must just be awful. Like, go for a run and just be like, your eyes dribbling and you're like sneezing and coughing.
That sounds like, you know, to get over your lung cancer, have a cigar.
Eat well, number 3. Yeah, you've got to eat well to help hay fever. I don't
So
get
what
that.
I mean, that must mean like fresh fruit and stuff.
But I think that's
vegetables,
it's
What was
like,
number one? I've forgotten.
number 1 was reduce your stress levels.
Right. Well,
So
I did all
don't-
3 of them, and I kind of suffer from it a little bit.
You
'Cause
probably
clearly I
watched,
eat
like,
well.
you probably
but-
like watched Fight Club before you went out or something.
Right. But I must admit, I think it's just as you get older, you get more immune to it. Because I used to get it quite bad as a kid, and then as years go by, it kind of hardly bothers me. A couple of days.
I'm alright at the moment with it. It's not it does affect me most of the years, but it hasn't so far.
But it says here, eat well, plenty of fruit and veg help, but there are certain foods that can make hay fever symptoms worse, such as apples, tomatoes, stoned fruits,
stoners fruit.
melons, bananas, and celery. So it says eat well, and then just takes all of the food away.
But not the healthy food.
Yeah, eat well. You can eat an
Eat
orange.
well.
Eat an orange.
Hay fever sponsored by
Or some
Greggs.
grapes. Or some grapes.
Reduce alcohol intake. How does that kind of, you know?
I don't know.
I'm not quite
I
sure.
don't
It says
really
here, alcohol will also dehydrate you, which can make symptoms worse. So there's something to take home to your
makes sense.
lovely lady, Chuddy. You know, after she's having a hangover and she goes outside, oh, I got hay fever. Like, shouldn't have drunk last night, should you? Go and have an orange.
To stop that
But not
rape.
an apple, or some celery, or a banana. or-
None of that.
To stop that rape, eat some grapes.
Joe's jingles.
Diddle-diddle-did Joe jingle. Number 5, sleep well, avoid late night. So basically, to cure hay fever, you have to be fucking boring. Go to bed early, don't drink alcohol, eat crap, eat oranges and grapes,
Eat healthy
and
food.
exercise.
Yeah, but
How boring is
Sure,
that?
you and me don't really drink. We take exercise, we eat fruit, so how dull are we?
Well, so I want to come across as a badass, People don't know that I lead a very boring life where I sit inside and watch things and don't...
Can I share with you
things
a method I heard that someone told me that's supposed to be a good way?
Go for it.
See if it's in it. Someone said eating locally sourced honey.
Hmm.
Because you then build up an immune... It's all from... The bees have got it from the pollen of plants in your area, and you'll actually build up... Your body gets a tolerance for the pollen in your area, and you kind of build up an immune system.
So it's
to it.
like, you could go out to a field and just rub your face in flowers. It's essentially the same thing.
Right, just going out for a bit of rape.
The first few weeks will be shit, but...
We should make a horror on the rapeseed. It'd be awful.
Rapeseed.
Instead of children of the corn, it's children of the rapeseed.
Oh, where are they? I can't see my eyes burning.
They're not very high carb, so just...
Instead of running away and tripping over, it's just like, shit, I can't see.
Well, it's got a murderer with hay fever. In the dead of night, you hear him approaching.
So you're walking along and it's just like, doo 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 doo. It's just like the film just playing in the wind. Bang on close pan on the rapeseed. Ching, ching,
But
ching.
instead of like that, sort of that it's like, sneeze, 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 sneeze.
Watery eyes going.
I'm gonna get you!
I can't see, but...
How would they defeat them then? Someone who's. Like the
You
hay
give
fever
him
man.
an antihistamine.
was gonna say.
Chuck some cetirizine at him.
Yeah, we'd have to do something like that, wouldn't we?
Hit him with an inhaler. Oh, thanks. I'm not so grouchy now. Just do a bit of exercise and have an apple. No, not an apple.
Could you kill him with like a giant bee? Is that the enemy of pollen? Is bees?
Well, they just take him away and
Push him into a beehive. My weakness.
That'll make a great cheap horror. That'd be awesome.
It wouldn't, but yeah.
It wouldn't.
It would if it's biased. It's crazy.
Number 6, monitor pollen counts in your area. Most people do that, don't they? They pop on the weather and it's like, it's a number high or a low or medium, whatever. So yeah.
You just have to sit in your house and shut the windows.
Yeah,
and
sit in your house,
doors and
exercise indoors.
Play the Wii for a bit.
Yeah, play some Wii, have an orange, and shower after going outdoors. Washing your hair and showering removes pollen from your skin, and hair prevents allergy attacks at night.
Oh, what the fuck? That's me out here.
Gotta shave your, wash
Wash
your
my
beard.
beard on a regular. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 8,
Stops
avoid
pollen attacks at night. There's another film for Joe. Pollen attacks.
at night. You forgot to shower, didn't you? Yes, I was just too tired. I just want to go to bed.
I'm good.
I've got you now.
Ruin your life now.
I was living in your hair.
This year, pollen attacks at night.
Rated R for rapes.
Rated P for pollen. Or rated H for hay fever.
Rated R for rape.
Just like
See,
Not suitable for hay fever sufferers. Number 8, avoid smoking. Number 9, ask your doctor for medication. And number 10, allergy-proof your home. Sort of fairly.
what the fuck? That's another film.
I felt that list got really lazy at the end.
Yeah, it was just like,
That's a superhero.
bored
I'm
at the
allergy proof.
What are you?
Don't eat those nuts. You'll have anaphylactic shock, young man.
hang on, it's rape season. So what I'm gonna do is give you 10 tips. And you're gonna like help and beat up some rape and stuff. No, just go to bed, exercise, and eat oranges. Don't smoke. Oh, thank you, rape man. No,
Rape man.
I'm the anti-rape man.
The auntie-rape man.
Anti-rape.
When you're asleep, I rape your auntie.
Speaking of raping family members, I've got a segue with that. What the fuck?
No way.
Yeah, speaking of raping family members.
Game of Thrones.
No, this is something to do with me.
Like you had a go at the other night and it weren't too bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, before it gets too weird. Speaking of raping family members, we've just had Easter. It's not a family.
You raped someone on Easter. You raped someone on Easter.
Let me finish my segue. It all makes sense.
Would you like an Easter egg and a rape?
Speaking of raping family members, for Easter, instead of getting an Easter egg,
You're not going to get through this, so every
copy.
extra word is going to add on something
I was
funny.
given a DVD for a present, and that was Father's Day. The Trauma movie, which is about a guy
It's a
that
great
rapes dads.
film. I've seen that. You know, that's a great
Fucking
film.
awesome movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Really stupidly over
Yeah.
the top. I mean, the bloke's called the Fuck Man.
Yeah.
Or something.
And then what's the old man called? The Brethren? What's he called? Does he have a crazy
I
name
can't
as
remember.
well?
Yeah. Really, really good film.
Yeah.
I've not even took it out the
Sodomizer
cellophane
and
yet.
that. Oh, it's crazy.
Sodomizer, did you say?
Sodomizing, isn't it?
I can't remember. But yeah, if you like a low budget, gore,
It's a
stupid
great
horror
film.
films, proper
I've seen
low
it.
budget trauma movies, yeah, really good one.
You wanna
Really,
check it
really
out.
good.
So instead of getting an Easter egg, you got a movie about rape.
Yeah, it's about dads being raped. It's called Father's Day, so that's what I expected to get it as a present. The wife probably thought, not appropriate
It
to
goes
have from my
crazy.
5-year-old daughter, so she got me it for Easter.
It goes crazy at the end, doesn't it? It's just really fucked up at the end.
Yeah, it wasn't
That's
the
pretty
Fuckman was a demon or
Oh,
something.
the Fuckman, yeah.
Cool film. Anyway, segue from that.
Wow.
Okay, rape, family.
Yeah, dad's being bummed.
I don't think I can actually. I don't think I can follow that. You know, you did such a good segue going from raping aunties into your thing. There's no way for me to come out of it, so I've just got to literally stop you there and just go
No
in
more raping.
and just go in and talk about a couple of things that might piss you off. In a way that if your family did get raped.
Oh, I can see what's on your iPad. Fuck, man.
That was like the worst segue in
Yeah.
the world. But yeah, here in plain text on my iPad it says Disney planning movie based on It's a Small World. Now, Chud, unless you listened to our episode 5 of the ChapterSkip podcast, you're probably unsure of why this annoys Mark so much.
I am.
Have you been on the ride at Disney?
Have you been to Disney?
No.
Okay.
But basically, a couple of weeks ago, myself, Mark and Joe, we were talking about bucket lists, and one of the bucket list items on this little kid was to go to Disney, and that led Mark to talk about It's a Small World ride and say it's like the worst thing he's ever been on, because basically you go on a bike ride and...
It's twee pastel colours, and there's one tune that plays the entire way around, and you go into different countries, and then the language of the song changes to match the nationality of where you are, with twee pastel puppets. And for me, it's the gateway to hell.
That would fuck me off straight away because I hate twee things.
Yeah. I even discussed it with a friend of mine at work, and she was like, yeah, I agree with you completely. I thought the same thing, that halfway round, it was going to erupt into flames, Satan was going to turn up, and that would be the end of it.
Well,
Valhalla.
there's not much to be said about it, but apparently Disney is ramping up the movie version of its It's a Small World theme park ride with John Turteltaub directing. I know, I just had to put that name in the
He should have done the Turtles movie with his name like that.
It's not going to be like
Turtle
Pirates of the
Tower.
Caribbean. That was from the ride, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they did the Haunted Manor, didn't they? The Eddie Murphy, which I've never seen.
Oh, right.
I
I've
just
heard
heard
of that again, yeah.
I've heard of a ride based on a movie, but the other way around, just, I don't know.
What they do one like
Pirates of the
on
Caribbean was-
one on
Yeah, but-
they're doing a film on the bumper cars or something. They go around.
The carousel.
Every time you bump into a car, and then a little man comes out and goes, right, no contact.
The shooting range.
You just got to go round.
Yeah, and then he's got to push you, and you're like, oh, I got stuck in the corner.
The waltzers.
So you're going to be first
Scream
in
if you want to
line.
go fast.
First in line if you
Pick at the movie, boo.
Yeah, just this movie's gonna suck.
See, technically, being a horror fan, I should watch that because it would repulse me.
Yeah, it'd be the scariest thing you could
Yeah.
ever watch.
But
Something so twee
we
and
could
nice
proper
and
pick it
happy
up.
and
it'll be the
pick it
Care
up.
Bear movie all over again.
God hates It's a Small World. Something like that.
continuing on the on Mark's fueling Mark's hatred. Was it last week we talked about? Yeah, it was the reboot of Jason and Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Apparently, they've now come out and said they're going in a slightly different direction,
Not
which
doing
I
it?
think might be
Not doing it.
slightly better.
Because was
But
it
I'll pose
found
it to you
footage
guys.
last time you said?
It was going to be found footage. It was going to be Michael Bay. It was going to be a completely brand new reboot or reboot
It was gonna be the
of
big
the
set,
the other ones. But apparently, Friday the 13th scares up new TV series.
They have done a TV
They
series,
did,
Matt.
but it had nothing to do with Jason at
Yeah,
all.
and they-
I think it was random. It was based on like an
I think I've
artifact
seen
or something.
I've seen them on the
else.
Horror Channel. I think I've couple of
Never watched them.
Not like watched them properly. I've seen them.
I know, but
yeah.
they
'Cause they done a
turn
Freddy-
up in the film series. It comes before the series was. The last one, Jason Goes to Hell, was sort of set after the series.
Yeah.
But whether it
'Cause-
had any link, I don't
Because they
know.
done one with Freddy Krueger. He had a TV
But that was
series as
separate
well, didn't he?
stories. It was only the first episode of that which had anything to do with it. It was him going to court, and then the parents getting him, and then it was just random stories that
Just
Freddie
shit.
introduced. It weren't really.
Well,
you go.
apparently Sean S. Cunningham, who wrote
original.
and
The original,
directed
yeah.
the original Friday the 13th, is going to be producing it. So
that
hopefully
might-
it
that
should
might-
have something good backing
Yeah,
it.
that might help.
And apparently the series will explore Jason in different time periods.
Renaissance, Jason.
Victorian.
I think it means it in his
Jason.
life, but yeah, could be amazing.
Good day, sir. Good day. I'm going to stab you now.
Dost thou wish to
I challenge you
live in
to-
your legs, Lord my lord?
I challenge you to a duel. Ch-ch-ka-ka.
Legends of saith.
What light through yonder window breaks? Ah, fucking Jason!
One has just stabbed me. Oh no.
Mr. Darcy, your weapon be huge.
I am bleeding to death. No.
I thought it's, I've got weird images now of like
Farewell.
different
Farewell,
dimensional
cruel world.
Jasons, like
Farewell.
steampunk Jason.
Jason from the Industrial Revolution.
Cowboy Jason.
Listen, that'd be great. Yeah, different time zones like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it says Jason in different time periods through anchored around modern day. From the sounds of it, the show aims to investigate the entire Voorhees family and not just Jason himself.
Because only ever mentioned his mother. Hasn't
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
cool if it
Have they
goes
ever
back. That would be
mentioned who
cool. I
his father
think.
was or anything like that? That's never been mentioned.
No, so they might investigate
Yeah,
that in the series,
more
which could be
I'm
quite
actually
good.
up for that now.
Yeah, it's nice to come around. Is there any other notes in here that I can mention? Not really. Yeah, it's just it's a TV series that they're talking about. So I don't know whether that's going to be something they'll do as well as the reboot or instead of. Hopefully instead of. That'd be
instead of,
quite
yeah.
cool for us Jason and Friday the 13th fans, but yeah, Jason in different periods around the world would be incredible.
That would be amazing.
It would be so funny, like Jason versus the dinosaurs. Jason going around murdering like Aborigine cave people and stuff like that.
Jason and the Mongolians.
The Mongolian.
Turns out that Jason was actually Genghis Khan. He just took his mask off and just went around and captured the known world.
Jason versus Braveheart.
Staying on the subject of the TV series, has anybody checked out Fargo?
No.
I heard that's supposed to be good. I love the film. Have you
The
seen the
series
film?
based on the film.
You not know?
Yeah, no, I know
It's on
about it.
Channel 4.
I know about it, but I
They're only
haven't
on the
seen it.
second episode. I watched the first episode earlier on in the week,
heard it's
and
supposed to
I
be
was
good.
fucking blown
Yeah,
away.
I've heard it's supposed to be
I
really
wasn't
good.
expecting much, but it was fucking brilliant.
Again, have you seen
has
Fargo,
everyone here
Sean?
seen
It's
the
a great-
movie?
It's a great film, Sean.
Right,
should
Sean,
check
you
it
wouldn't get as much from it, but you should definitely watch it.
I've kind of half watched it. It was on in the background at a friend's house.
I mean, it's
a
Martin
great
Freeman.
film.
It's got a wood
in it.
chip, hasn't it?
And the
It's
first,
a great
It's got the
film.
wood chip, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it has,
It's
yeah.
somewhat, yeah.
It's a great film.
I got
It's
the
got
first like
got
10
Steve
minutes was a
Buscemi
little
in it?
bit jarring because Martin Freeman's in it, but he's got that Minnesota accent, and until you get over it, and you kind of forget about that, and it's got the same feel as the film had. Yeah,
Steve Buscemi was in that, wasn't he?
because it's a black comedy, and
Steve Buscemi was in it, and they watch. What do they watch? They watch a film with Bruce Campbell in, don't they? I think on the TV. When they're in the cabin, Bruce
I mean,
Campbell.
like,
on the TV.
Probably Evil Dead.
The-
Then,
It was a reference. It was.
I mean, the season seems to be following. It's the same sort of story, but it's going its own way with it. There are elements
It's a
that
great-
are
I'm
different,
actually going to write this down because I wasn't
which
even
make
aware
it
of
really interesting.
Yeah,
Because if you've
yeah.
seen the film, then you probably know what's going to happen. It's
I'll
not,
have to check
but
it out.
because they've made it different, it kind of keeps you on edge. But absolutely fantastic.
Is
Check it out, yeah.
the movie? It's a Coen Brothers
Yeah, it's
movie.
a Coen
Yeah,
Brothers movie.
It's great. It's real.
See,
Just
Coen
It's
Brothers.
a drawing. What's a drawing? Crime.
It's a drawing crama.
that goes in the same with Joe's horror
Comedy. Yeah. The thing is with Coen Brothers, they're so hit and miss with me. Because I always find like some of my favourite movies are Coen Brothers movies, but then there's some of their movies they do and it's just a bit like, not very good. Like The Big Lebowski is an incredible movie. It's so good. And then I recently watched, what's the newest one that they come out with? Inside Llewyn Davis.
Oh, right, yeah.
And nothing really happened. It was just a bit boring. So I was a bit like, they're a little bit hit and miss with me. So I'm not quite sure.
I really think you'd enjoy it, Sean. I do.
I'm sure I would. I think I've had it recommended
It's
to me
a
before.
black comedy. So
It is. It's very dark, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
can't help but laugh at it. But
Yeah, and their accents and stuff is great. Isn't it?
When I was a child, I never knew what a black comedy was. I
You
thought,
thought the movie with Eddie Murphy in it?
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah. When I was a little kid, I used to think someone used to say, "Oh, now there's a black comedy," and I think I was going to be watching Car Wash or something. And then I would sit and watch it as a kid, thinking, "I don't get this."
Watching Beverly Hills Cop.
Didn't realise what it meant about dark humour. I just the 70s were a simpler
You just
time.
thought it had black people in it.
Yeah, that's what I just thought. It was like, yeah, Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor movie. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then you're like, the fuck is this?
I don't know if it's following a trend though with
TV
classic movies that are now doing a TV
Yeah.
series.
Well, I think
So
TV series is such a popular medium right now. Like, it's a hot thing. Like,
It is, it's
everyone
all- yeah.
always raves on about Breaking Bad. They rave on about The Walking Dead. They rave on about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And these are all TV series, and they have such a platform.
It's
to
a money
develop-
maker, isn't it? It's a.
Well, it's,
you know,
it's not even to do with the money, I
it's
don't
a
think.
big thing.
It's to do with the art form as well. It's like Breaking Bad had 5 seasons,
You
13
can do more with it. Yeah.
13 episodes per season. You just got the time to develop your characters
Yeah,
rather than
yeah.
a 90-minute, 2-hour movie where you can just go, we've got this character
Yeah.
and we'll take him from A to B. In Breaking Bad, they took him from A to B to fucking Z, back to A again, and took him on this massive journey, and they can do it over that length
So
of time.
what film would you like to see?
Turn
as
into
a
a TV
series?
series.
That'd be quite good, yeah.
So for a standalone film, I say, don't pick like a
Fight
trilogy.
Club. Just kidding.
Well, bits of that would work because I liked when they were just, like I said in the thing last week, when they were just dicking around, like squirting water at people and just being bellends. I kind of liked that part of it. But
Shawshank Redemption. I think they'd be able to
that's
make.
cool.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I
that
think
would-
they'd be able to.
Yeah,
do something really good with that.
good character
Considering
development.
like he was supposed to be in there for
I'm not
20,
seeing.
30 years.
Yeah,
Have you seen Under the Dome? Because
I started watching it
That was
and
Stephen King,
I
and the book was really good.
I started watching it, but I didn't.
I didn't hear. Yeah, I was
didn't
going to
gel
watch
with
it, and then I heard no one really said much, so I kind of avoided
Same
it.
Jericho. I started watching that, and
I need to see that from the
See, I was thinking.
series.
I think I'd pick for a film to be a series. I'd go with Battle Royale.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
That'd be interesting.
There'd be
So now-
loads of that, wouldn't there?
Because
I'm now reading the book actually.
that
there's a lot
was
more in
that was
yeah.
almost like a criticism I had of Battle Royale. It almost didn't investigate the characters enough for
that's
me.
what you missed, don't you?
So maybe as a TV series, it would do quite well because you could go to the little sort of the factions that progress and form and whatnot, and
The
you
books
could.
go into the book goes into a lot more detail. You find out a lot more what the government is kind of doing, and
Well, speaking about books and awful movies, how about World War Z as a
that
TV
would be a
series?
great series. Yeah.
And imagine how you could progress through the whole thing. Each episode could be a different
With one of
narrator.
the people that
Could
get
focus on a
interviewed,
different
yeah.
person from around the world. Like you were saying, I haven't actually read
It'd be the
World War
one
Z.
guy doing the interviews, talking to a different person,
Yeah.
and as they start talking about it, then segue into
Yeah. I think that
Like
could be
a
quite
mini movie
good.
of their
But do you
time.
not reckon people would probably be like, oh, there's already another
There's
hit
already a
TV
zombie.
show, there's
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
Walking Dead going on, so maybe it'd kind of encroach in that area.
Running Man. There you go. No, it's not that similar. I've got a theme here with Battle Royale in that, but it's like people fighting for their lives.
Honestly,
Running Man, the series.
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm stumped. I'm just trying to think of like
Stuff
the
what I
movies
like,
I like to watch, and I can't imagine a lot of them as TV series because they're just like one-off things.
Yeah.
Maybe The Cabin in the Woods could be a fairly decent TV series if there was like an hour long, maybe 50 minutes. We could do what we discussed a couple of weeks ago, where we were saying, yeah, we had the American Cabin in the Woods,
Oh, see,
and then it
the
branches
others.
off
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the Japan,
Yeah.
and you could be a British one, there could be a German one, and sort of go on and maybe have their own sort of monsters, like sort of. I don't know. In Mexico, there's El Chupacabra, and like in America, there's like the Jersey Devil, and like elsewhere, there's different kind of monsters. Maybe it could focus in on the particular area's monster.
Yeah.
An idea?
That might, yeah, it could work.
That's a mini series.
Yeah, mini series. Yeah, maybe just like 6 episodes, an hour long each. Focus in on a different group each time. You know, you could have Japan. You have your scary sort of monsters and your ghosts.
So
and
kind of,
whatnot.
because I had an idea for a mini-series, which I'll never write, so someone can take this if they want, as long as they credit me. It was, you kind of do, you have your Monster of the Week type of thing, but where people are fighting monsters, but it's a British thing. And what they should be able to do is anyone who's been knighted, you can enrol them, because they're a sir. The whole role of a knight of the realm is you're a defender of your country. So you're like, shit, there's a horde of vampires under Westminster Cathedral. Fuck it, let's go and get Cliff Richard and Alan Sugar.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They're knights of the realm. You're getting enrolled.
Bruce Forsyth.
David Attenborough.
Just like, yeah, we don't
Elton
like
John.
them. Let's send them down in there.
Elton John.
But I think that would have been quite funny. Have this mismatched group of like, sorry, this is a part of your duty as being a knight of the realm.
Yes.
You've got to go and do this.
I do
defend the
actually
country.
like that. Yeah, you could have like almost like the first episode will be like a build-up, and nobody knows what's going on because
And then you
people
got
are getting.
Seb Coe running for his life.
Yeah, you just got like people getting knighted, and you're like, what's the hell's this about? It's just about royal people getting knighted, and you're like. But they're like mainly old people or haven't really done as much, and then obviously the outbreak happens, and they're just like, right, knights, assemble! Oh shit!
Form up.
Yeah, form of the St George's Cross.
And then eventually they'd have to fight one of their own when they attack the reanimated corpse of Jimmy Savile.
You just took it in a super dark direction.
No, not
didn't
too
you?
far.
You're writing this shit down.
Jingle jangle.
Jingle
So you got
bell.
like
Now
people like
and now and
Elton
please.
John, Bruce Forsyth, and David Attenborough fighting the reanimated corpse of Jimmy Savile.
Wouldn't you watch it?
I fucking.
Oh yeah, I've got
yeah.
to say, yeah.
Pay-per-view.
If Netflix
Jimmy
wanna-
Savile's grave is empty and the Queen's son is missing.
If you're not English,
Prince Charles.
if you're not English,
Prince Charles is missing.
He's got him in his dungeon.
if you don't know who Jimmy
Now
Savile is, check him out online.
Well, no,
He's a
yeah,
nice
you know.
man. He's a nice man. Not
And he could chase after children more than any other pedo in history because he done marathons. Built up paedophilic stamina.
And instead of like.
He had that 20-mile safe zone, not with him.
And the tracksuit.
And like, there's probably
Yeah,
like
he's always ready,
only
wasn't he?
one way to
When
kill
he's
him.
ready.
his tracksuit on it. He had his tracksuit on.
Is that
He
how you
was
spot a
ready.
pedo tracksuit?
He's always ready.
He's ready.
But yeah, you could have like, the only way to kill the reanimated corpse of Jimmy Savile is to stab him through the heart, but because he wears so much gold, you have to like get it out of the
Yeah,
way and you have to
his
like
armour.
use science to like melt his gold
Put a
down.
light on,
because-
Joe.
Yeah, it's pretty
Get a
dark.
bit dark, I can't see.
Oh my
I
god!
can see my notes now.
Oh man.
I've only got a few more notes actually. They may be of more interest to Chud because they're game and movie related.
Is this it where I duck out?
Oh, it won't be that one. 'Cause Resident Evil. Apparently the 7th game is rumoured to be announced at E3 and the 6th movie is going to be called Resident Evil Rising. Does anyone give a fuck about Resident Evil anymore?
No, I don't think so.
No, I wasn't a big fan of the movies, really, was you?
No, movies.
The last
Shocking,
good game
yeah.
was number 4.
Yeah. Was that the one in Africa or?
No, Africa went.
That's
hey,
when it
let's
went
go
all
racist.
action.
Yeah, it went
I didn't
racist.
mind that
African
one.
people, let's give
I
them
didn't-
spears
That's
and
number
shields.
5.
Number 5, I didn't mind
Number 4
5.
is
4 was really good.
like a more of a European.
Yeah.
It was sort of Spain, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played them all, I just can't remember
And
it
then
too well.
I did play the first one of the chapters of 6.
I've got
Not the
6.
most action, the least action-based chapter, and it was like.
I bought 6.
Was it in a school or something?
I bought 6 brand new and never played it, and it's a limited edition.
You still got it?
Never played it yet.
Oh, boom.
Never even touched
sell
it.
it.
How bad's that?
That's pretty bad.
Just didn't do it.
No,
Because I heard that it was crap, so I didn't play it.
I played one chapter and it was like, yeah, it's leading you by the hand, all map markers telling exactly where to go, and you're like, where's the fun in that?
So when the first film came out, I thought it might be interesting, but they're just
Ignored.
crap.
The film went great. Is that the one where he gets chopped up by the beams and she jumps through them all?
Yeah.
Actually, the beams.
The thing as well, because
Wakes up in a
what
shower.
did I say? The last film was number 5. That film started with, didn't they give Alice? I don't know if you guys saw it. They gave Alice an injection and she lost her powers. And then at the end of the film, they were like, "Oh, we need you. We'll inject you and give you your powers back."
Yeah.
No, I
So you
never,
kind of
never
like
seen
you've
them.
made the entire
Yeah,
film
yeah.
pointless.
It's too much action, not enough gore. Didn't like it.
Other game to movie news that you might like. I don't know anything about this. They're doing work started in a Warcraft film, which will star Clancy Brown.
It's
It's going to star Clancy Brown, who regulars will know
Yeah.
who he is, and it's directed by Duncan Jones, who did Moon, the one with Sam Rockwell and Kevin Spacey, but I've never seen it, so I don't know.
How did they make that into a movie? I'm sure it's
It's
going to be
high
like
fantasy, so it's basically just going to be like a Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Something.
Yeah, just a big adventure through different. I haven't really played the game, but I know the type of people that do, and you know.
You're thinking of the South Park episode,
Yeah, instantly, whenever people say World of Warcraft, I just instantly go back to that episode and think of that guy playing World of Warcraft, and you
Fat guy.
know.
They'll probably have them
People
battles.
say
play
good
World of
luck.
Warcraft, you're really never more than 50 foot away from the person, basically. And I used to, but you'd be surprised how many people.
Yeah,
I thought about it because they do a
How
certain
many people
amount for
play it
free,
in
don't they?
secret?
You probably have the geeks like playing the characters in the film or something.
Yeah,
They're all
well,
running on a
I
battlefield
thought
and they
about
can't
playing
breathe.
it.
I need my inhaler.
The first, is it 7 levels or something you can play for free of your character, but
It'll turn freemium.
yeah,
It will be.
a lot of them do, don't they?
Yeah.
But I've still not brought myself. I can't invest all my time into that.
Yeah, I think you have
It
to
is
invest a
time.
lot
It
of
is a-
time into
it
it.
is
They
a
don't
time
interest
to-
me, that sort of thing.
But I don't know if a film of it. Because there's so many different
It
storylines.
all depends. It's like one of those things where like. It's a Small World as a movie could be great, but you just don't
No,
know.
it won't.
Well, no, I'm just saying because you know they might pick a weird, twisted plot in a different direction to go in, but you don't know what because it's just one thing. It's like in World of Warcraft, what do you go around leveling up and finding other people to battle and
Unless they
quest
take
with and
something
stuff like that.
really specific
Yeah.
to the game,
Yeah.
which not playing it, not having played it, I don't know what that could be. It's just, to me,
You
it's
have to
just
find the
using
sword
name.
of 1,000 truths.
Yeah. To me,
I
it's
don't
just
know-
a fantasy film and it's using the Warcraft thing as a name to
Is it going to be
sell
like
it.
the Final Fantasy film that came out years ago and really had nothing to do with the video games?
Oh, that
whatsoever?
Spirits Within
It
rather
just
than
had
the
name. I don't
Whereas
think-
Advent Children was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spirits Within. Or is there something, is it going to be like, oh god, I can't remember from the South Park episode, it'll be like an hour of someone like running around hitting a ball, like, I'm slowly levelling up,
Yeah.
and then some other bloke will come up in like massive armour going, I'm going to kill you, you noob.
Or they do like a montage scene where there's like somebody trying to power up and he's just killing balls and stuff like that.
I just think it'll be one of those films. If you're into your fantasy sort of stuff, you probably check it out, but I wouldn't expect much from it. Although the budget for it should be massive considering how much money Blizzard make. And I assume they're funding the film.
Because they do Diablo, don't they?
Yeah.
I think that's the last game I played with you on the Xbox, actually,
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Chud,
Anyway, we've done enough
Yeah.
games.
Chud, tell us about the film you watched.
Oh,
yeah.
Noah. Well,
He's just going to say no. Tell us about the film. No.
You told me something interesting. I bumped into you the other day, and you told me about how the Ark was built.
yeah.
Which-
Well, this was something that I gave a decision to a girlfriend. Like, what do you want to go watch? And she picked Noah, and I was like, okay. And
Why didn't you pick Spiderman? I would have watched Spiderman.
it was her choice. And
Still, she could have watched Spiderman. Captain America.
I was like, right, okay.
Or the Raid.
All right. I watched the trailer, and I thought, okay, it looks okay, but I said, I hope it's not going to be slamming like Christianity or anything like that down my throat. I didn't want that, but I thought, well, Russell Crowe's and he likes going out fighting people, so it's probably not going to be one of those sort of films.
Well, we actually talked about it quite a few weeks ago, and we sort of discussed it was directed by Darren Aronofsky, so I knew it wasn't going to be like overtly religious and kind of like pummel you in the face. But is it or no?
Well, they're very, very diplomatic. There's a scene in it where they show you the origin of creation. It's a real cool scene. It's very done, and you see the Earth, being created, the moon and everything.
So it's the whole first line of the Bible in the beginning.
And they do it all
They've
very
done
much
that
like
in
that.
the search for Spock.
But then they do the creation of life, and they go down the evolution path. You see everything evolving out of the oceans, all the amoebas and all that sort of thing.
You can't just mix the two up.
And I got the feeling they were...
So it had, and God said, let there be man eventually.
And they never ever used the word
Let
God.
there be man! But
That was another thing in the film. They never used the word God. It's the creator. So they're really treading this sort of line. But then it gets to about a quarter of the way through the film. And I don't know about you guys. You remember the story from school? My recollection's a little bit hazy.
Well, it's God speaks to Noah, and he says, basically, I'm fucked up with the world. Everyone's going to die apart from you and your wife. Grab a load of animals, create a big boat, and have a little.
That's your recollection.
They
like
didn't go
in
2 by 2.
2.
No, it wasn't 2 by 2 because it was a list of clean animals and unclean animals. Is it like the Jews that are like pigs are unclean? So there was only, say, 2 of them, but clean animals, there was 5 allowed or something like
It's a
that.
massive fucking point.
This is the bit that got me.
And then he's like, did you get the dinosaurs on board now? Oh, fuck.
Bugger!
So that's your recollection of it. Do you remember there being giant rock monsters helping him build the ark, then fighting off the waves of people trying to get on the boat? No, neither do I. I'm pretty sure as a little boy, I would have fucking remembered that.
I would have probably been religious right now had I heard stories about rock monsters.
It got up to that point, I thought, this is a fucking action movie. That's what this is. Essentially, it was like a battle of hell and
is that
sea.
why
They were fighting off the people, stopping them trying to get on this
Is
fucking
that why there's no giant rock monsters now? Because there wasn't room for them on the boat. I've got an
They're
image
just
of
mountains now.
I've got an image of, was it The Hobbit? And them 2 mountains are fighting each other. It starts like that, and at the end it's that sad rock man out of the Never-Ending Story, just sitting there like, oh, I've been left behind.
Now, the film...
I want to watch it now.
It had about an hour left, maybe about an hour 40 minutes left. And I was thinking, they're on the boat.
Was this the start of the film?
No,
How long was this bloody movie?
It was about 2.5 hours long, I think.
blimey.
And they got
Jeez.
onto the boat, and I was thinking, I've still got an hour left, where's this going to go? And they did kind of turn it on its head a little bit. Noah ended up becoming
That was a submarine.
Noah becomes somewhat of the antagonist of the film. Ray Winston plays the main antagonist. But then you start to find yourself
How
just
can you
like...
have a main antagonist, Ray Winston as Floodwater?
No, he was like the king of, like,
Rockmen.
the nomad people that are trying to get on to this boat.
Alright.
Okay. But Russell Crowe's, like, he very much played a similar sort of character as he did in...
Not from South Park. Come on, Tucker.
As he
go
did
fighting.
in Gladiator, where
Right,
he plays a very a man of great integrity who's
Does
a
he play
bit
Noah?
conflicted. Yeah.
My name is Noah.
Father of
My name is Nomus.
But I don't want to give away too much, but it actually made it a little bit more interesting
Rockman.
because you didn't
They're
know
awesome.
where it was going to go exactly. The cast in the film was fairly strong. Anthony Hopkins, Ray Winston, Russell Crowe. Emma Watson gave a good performance, but she had exactly the same hairdo as she did in Harry Potter. So you're just waiting for her to like hornswoggle or something.
Just whip out a wand. Go away, you fucking rock monsters!
My stick's stronger than your rock.
Jennifer Connelly played his wife in the film as well.
Yeah.
She was particularly good.
I fancy watching it just for the rock monster.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad movie. I didn't come out of it thinking that was a waste of 2.5 hours. It was okay. It was
I think once it comes out on DVD, I think I will check it out.
check it out.
And now you've mentioned that, it does sound really, really
The
interesting.
Rockmen were buddies, you're saying? They're bad people, the Rockmen.
No, they're helping him build the ark
And then he left them behind.
defending The boat.
See, they're the things they left out of the Bible, aren't they? Because everyone's thinking, how the hell did Noah build such a massive ark to house all these animals? Yeah. They forgot to mention about the rock people helping him out.
Well, what the rock people were supposed to be, their origins here, that they're like angels or something that were trying to defend mankind at the beginning, but because they went against the creator, they got banished to like Earth. That was their sort of origin. I think, I don't know. I was, to be honest, I was too engrossed in them slapping about 100 people, left and right, so they're trying to get on the boat.
Oh, so it's a bit like Sauron or whatever, like twatting everyone with
yeah,
the
I need to hammer this nail.
And you see, Winston
got this rock
biting lizards' heads off as well. Well, see,
as he does.
Yeah, no, I won't say too much. I don't want to ruin it. But
where's your tool? Where's your rock? Where's your rock? You
fucking boat now.
Where's
I
your
was
rock?
a little bit disappointed with him because he's
a daddy.
great actor, and you think he'd be a brilliant sort of antagonist in this sort of film, but I don't think the role really let him spread out.
I'm going to fuck you up now.
He's been a better villain in other films, but I don't think that's down to him. I think that's just to the limitations of the role that he took.
You were saying about, I don't remember but hearing about rock monsters in the Bible. There was something apparently, I don't know if it was like an Easter thing, the whole Jesus rising from the dead thing when he goes up to heaven or whatever, and there was a mention apparently of dragons in that section.
No way.
About that the dragons were then sealed away or something, and then it's like, oh, we better not actually put that in because they're not real. I can't remember I heard that, but apparently it was originally in the Bible. It mentioned dragons. And
homework for the week: read the Bible.
Find out the little Easter eggs in the Bible, which is like where they mention mythical creatures and dragons and rock monsters and stuff like that.
The Bible's got the first zombie, I think, because everyone thought there was a bit.
Well, Jesus was a zombie.
Yeah,
he died and raised from the
Lazarus.
dead.
Yeah.
Because Lazarus, it was in Fist of Jesus. It meant Lazarus is the guy he brings back from the dead. So he was the first ever zombie, apparently. Speaking of Fist of Jesus, I'm very disappointed in
I've
everyone
got a
out there.
message today. I've got a message.
There's only a few days left to go, and it still hasn't even raised 30,000 yet. So I'm very, very disappointed in everybody for not pledging cash.
10 people that
Well, I've got a message.
Yeah, the 10 people that
I got a message saying it failed, and it stopped my credit card. So I think it's giving me my money back. It's not using
I
my
thought
credit
it still
card.
had a few more days.
Well, basically, what Joe's talking about is the guys from Fist of Jesus. They didn't make their total on Kickstarter, so they sent out an email which says, first of all, thank you to all our loyal believers, which was us. We obviously pledged. And basically they're just going to sort of say, we want to make this crazy mental indie film, and we know that Jesus loves you, and so do we, and we thank you for your pledge. Obviously, because we did pledge 20 quid or 20 bucks or whatever it was. Because they didn't make their target, we don't get charged for that.
Yeah.
But what they're going to do is there is another platform called Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Where basically they're going to put up a low amount of money.
Oh, right, okay.
So you can go and pledge, and you can pledge multiple times. So if you want different perks.
I'll just got the perks on.
Yeah, and they're putting different perks up there. They're probably taking a few away because they're only doing a sort of a lower one, so they'll probably take away a few of the cast positions.
I put on for, I think I pledged $35 to get the early bird DVD release. It was about £21.
We went 20, didn't we? $20.
Yeah, you went for the digital release, didn't you?
Yeah, and Indiegogo is different to Kickstarter because if you don't reach your total, you still get some of the money.
Oh, okay.
So if everybody...
Is that a PayPal thing? Because I didn't realise that Kickstarter came through my Amazon account.
Yeah, it comes through Amazon, yeah.
Do you know how Indiegogo does it?
I'm not quite sure. I've never actually used Indiegogo before. I've used Kickstarters a few times, but I've never used Indiegogo. But here it says, one good thing is that Indiegogo allows multiple pledges, so everyone who wrote to us asking how to make another pledge can do so.
Oh, cool. And you could still go on Kickstarter and increase your pledge.
You can, well, not now, but...
Well, no, but you could have, yeah.
I do love
but they wanted different perks. That's what I think they wanted to do. They wanted to like get the DVD, and then they probably wanted a prop as well. But obviously, you can't pledge twice on Amazon. You have to go for one or the other.
Yeah.
I do love this whole Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's a clever
absolutely
thing.
Brilliant.
It's a clever thing, isn't it?
Especially cut out the middleman, the greedy publishers and things like that.
Well, I think who's the guy who done Tears for Toilet?
Tim Hardcastle.
Lee Hardcastle. That's it. Yeah, he had a project on there. He wanted to do a full claymation movie, which I think was based on a ghost train ride, a bit like the Captain Spaulding ride in House of a Thousand
that'd have been
Corpses,
cool.
that
That'd be
kind of
very
thing.
cool.
But then each like horror section had a whole story behind it or something. It looked quite cool.
It's just nice to be able to invest your money in what you want to see rather than.
Yeah, essentially, you know, these people they make a sort of a pitch, and you watch the pitch, and you're like, okay, I think I'd like to see this. So instead of waiting, you know, a year, 2 years for it to come out and then buying it on DVD, essentially you're just pre-ordering the DVD, aren't you? Which we would have done for the Fist of Jesus had it made it.
Definitely doing that again then, because it's like, I want to see this film get made. I love that short movie.
But I just want to know what you guys think about, you know, there's these people who don't have the money, who are asking for money, like the guys from Fist of Jesus. But what do you think of people going on there who probably could get the money together, but they're still going through these platforms? Do you have a problem with that? Because I think it must have been about a year ago, people kicked up quite a bit of fuss about Zach Braff, you know, the guy from Scrubs. He made a Kickstarter campaign because he wants to make his sort of unofficial sequel to Garden State.
That's a great film.
Which I loved Garden State. And I was a bit sort of like, I quite like the idea of him doing it all independent because he wants to put in the people that he wants to. He doesn't want the studio taking over. You know, he wants to put his mate Donald Faison in there. And he wants, you know, the guy that plays Sheldon Cooper in there. And he wants to put all his mates in there. But he doesn't want the studio to have an input into it. And I thought, that's quite a good idea. But it's like, you were in Scrubs, you've made all these movies, you've probably got the money to do the movie yourself. I know you probably don't want to back it yourself because there's that
risk. You could
risk.
just see the whole thing of just start a one-off my own production company and do it like that, and then...
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm in two minds, really.
Yeah.
If you want to get behind something, you pay money to get behind it, I think, regardless of whether who's making it.
Yeah.
I mean, I pledged to a game on there, and it's because I want that game to be made, you know, regardless of how much money they had before. So, well, here you go, have some more money, make it even better.
Yeah.
You know, sort of
So
thing.
it's the same with us with Fist of
suppose
Jesus.
you're not
we wanted
being
to see the
forced
movie.
to... Like you said, you're in two minds. It's kind of like, it is more for newcomers, but then again, no one's forcing you to give him money.
Exactly, yeah. And I probably will, well, I pretty much definitely will, watch the movie when it comes out, you know, catch it on DVD or whatever like that. So I'm definitely going to support it, but I'm in two minds as whether that's like an honest thing to do. Like, because Kickstarter does seem like it's for the indie people, it's for the people that can't get the money and they need the support from, you know, average Joes like us.
You said, like, I pledged to Star Citizen, which is a game that's coming out like next year, it should be, and they're up to $45 million. I mean, they're off Kickstarter now because they've reached their target, and it's like the highest grossing.
What sort of game is this?
It's
a sci-fi.
Yeah, it's a space simulator, like MMO type thing.
Oh right, okay.
And yeah, I pledged to it. It's like 45 million. You wouldn't say. I mean, what do you think? Oh, is that indie? I don't think so.
No, exactly.
That is a lot of money.
Now, on the flip side, Kevin Smith thought about going to Kickstarter to fund, I think it was either Clerks 3 or Tusk, and he was a bit like, he had my like other side of the fence kind of opinion. He was a bit like, I've got the money, or I can go to these production companies and I can get the money for these films. I think I should leave this, you know, for the little guys. I think they should leave that. And because I mentioned Kevin Smith, I'm going to talk about my next topic, which was an awesome segue. Was it?
Not as good as mine, but go on. Not as good as my Easter bum rape.
There's never going to be a good segue than that. We all know about Tusk. Do you know about Tusk, Chud?
Refresh.
Basically, a little while ago, you sometimes listen to the Smodcast, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, Scott Mosier, they were talking about this story that they read on the internet there's this guy who put a post on Gumtree asking for somebody to come be his lodger, and in turn for him to get free lodgings, he had to dress up as a walrus for a couple of times a day or a couple of hours a day or whatever like that. And then obviously as they got talking, they wanted to turn it into a horror movie, and they took it in these really weird directions. So basically, they've made a horror movie with Michael Parks in it, where Michael Parks is, you know, a lover of walruses. I don't know what the plural is.
Cool, he's the main dude.
Yeah, nice. And basically, obviously, he puts the ad in Gumtree, the kid answers it and comes to live with him, and obviously, you know, for 2 hours a day, you have to dress up as a walrus and act like a walrus and not do anything human, and you get free lodgings. And obviously, as it continues on, basically, he bounds this guy into a walrus.
hints of human centipede to
Yeah,
a
well,
certain...
that was his whole
part of it.
thing. Now, I was like ridiculously so excited for this movie because I listened to the podcast, I heard them talking about it, and then when they actually did make it into a movie, I was like, oh my god, this is like the greatest thing ever. And then I saw that they're going to have Johnny Depp in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
You could
let's
just
just leave the silence there for a second.
He could
Johnny
just be
Depp.
a walrus's cock though, and it wouldn't be so bad. He's playing a fish that gets fed to the walrus.
He's
mate.
not. He's playing a French-Canadian inspector who investigates the bizarre case at the centre of the film. So he's going to be in it. He's going to be in it quite a lot. And that's just really pissed me off.
But then again, it's Kevin Smith directing him, not
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton. So
It is, but like I feel like Kevin Smith is too much of a nice guy to say, Johnny Depp, stop playing that fucking character you play in every bloody movie and just play a French-Canadian inspector who's trying to work out what the fuck's going on with this weird walrusy guy. Don't go, walrus guy. Oh, you know, fuck off, Johnny Depp. Just fuck off. I'm angry now.
I'm not sure that's a good Johnny Depp. I'm not sure what it was.
He was being Jack Sparrow.
I was being Jack Sparrow / Willy Wonka /
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards, a bit of Mick
That's
Jagger
the
in
guy
there.
out of Headless, Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, / fucking Edward
Lone
Scissorhands
Ranger
/
thing.
fucking
Charlie Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
What was the Lone Ranger one?
Lone Ranger.
Ranger.
Down
No,
there.
Tom
That's
Lone
what it's called,
Ranger.
Lone Ranger. Slash.
Trying to think what I didn't mind. What was the?
He was good in
Jack the
Freddy
Ripper one?
Krueger. He was good in the.
From Hell.
From Hell was alright. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh yeah, the
He was
first
good in
one.
Freddy Krueger.
And that Transcendence, I don't mind the look of that. The new one he's got out.
Apparently it's not
Yeah,
very good.
I
Oh,
was
isn't it?
looking,
Oh,
yeah.
right. I thought the trailers looked
Yeah,
okay.
I've heard that it's not very good.
Oh, okay.
So
In that case, I shall probably pick up the cheap DVD. Well, not cheap. The low budget release I saw in the local supermarket today called Raptor Ranch, which I think is going to be shit because it's about. Well, it's got raptors on the title, but then the cover has what looked like T-Rexes surrounding a school bus.
So they wanted the title Raptor Ranch,
Yeah,
but then it was
but
like,
they have the budget
how do we
for it.
model a Velociraptor? We just got this T-Rex model. It's all the same
or
stuff,
just
isn't it?
enlarge the image of it to make it look Rex size.
Yeah.
Because I guess if not, they'd have called it Jurassic Ranch, but I'll give it a shot. That sounds like a sauce. Just Jurassic Ranch dressing.
They are doing another Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Jurassic World.
And put some pictures up in there about it and stuff.
That's gone through a lot of changes. There was originally talk of having it as like human dinosaur hybrids that were being made as soldiers.
Well,
It's like, wow,
The
that's dumb.
fuck? That's crazy.
But now, I think the only recurring character in it was the Asian doctor in the first one when they're hatching. Is it Dr. Wu or someone?
Yeah.
He's going to be back in it because he's still part of the. And apparently he reckons that they're giving a really good explanation as why they would be doing it again despite all these same mistakes that were made. We'll see. I'll give it. Mind you, didn't Telltale Games do a Jurassic Park one? A bit like the Walking Dead game.
did they?
Which was set on the island. I think you find like the fat guy dead in his car, and you find like the little canister.
Oh well.
That was
yeah,
the
I
best
didn't know
part.
that.
That was the best part of the film. That was the fact
It
that
might
like,
have
getting
been just
sprayed in the
DC
eyes,
release.
blinded.
Oh,
I saw it up there, but I've been looking for it because it was rumoured Xbox, and I think it just stayed PC. Sorry, we nerded about games again. Didn't we?
Yeah. I was just thinking of a good way to end the podcast. We've been sitting here for quite a while.
Are we setting homework this week?
I think we should.
I'm away, so
You're away. Oh, okay. It's the first we've heard of this.
yeah.
So we better not set you homework.
No.
I guess we can if you really want to. Normally it's just kind of an organic thing that kind of comes around. It's like, oh, you should do that for homework. So I don't know whether you want it
Should watch
to be
Fargo.
to be for. Yeah, okay, I'll watch Fargo. Yeah, and then
Well, I'm away till Monday daytime because of Europe, go to Europe, the band.
Oh no. Do you want to give your band a shout out, Joe, once you have the opportunity?
Rattlecock.
They're called Rattle Shack, and yeah, I know the website.
Rattle Shack.
Like Rorschach.
Rattle Shack, one word. Look on Facebook if you're interested. Alternative country punk stuff. Blah blah blah.
Whereabouts
May
in
enjoy
Europe
it,
you
may
going
not
to be
enjoy
touring?
it. Going to Belgium, playing there just a few dates, and then a few dates around England when we get back, supporting an American band called Hammerlock. With a sort of southern rock, sort of heavy
Kind
rock
of
stuff.
Label Society kind
I
of.
don't know. It's
That's what I was thinking when you hear Southern.
So yeah, that's that band.
Pantera,
But yeah,
kind of.
that's what I'll be doing. But I'm back Monday daytime, so if I'm free in the evening or we do this on a Tuesday, I don't know.
I will not be able to do it on next Tuesday because that's the day of my son's birth.
Oh, okay then.
That's the day that
That's a good-
Godzilla comes out, but not the movie.
That's a good excuse.
Yeah, so I cannot do Tuesday. I can do Monday, but then the rest of the week.
Yeah.
will
Well, I
be-
can't do Monday, so if you guys want to get together
can
and
do
set yourself
Monday.
some homework,
I don't mind. I'll watch Fargo, and if you guys want to check something out that we've mentioned...
What we talked about, I'm trying to think. What have you not seen, did you say?
I don't know.
What is
I've not seen Noah, but I'm happy to try something old that you guys have watched.
I'm sure we said something else, didn't we? But you said you hadn't seen.
I can't remember.
Chud could check Father's Day out.
If you've not seen Father's Day, yeah, go on.
Chud checks
I think
Father's
I'd like
Day
that.
out.
If you like
What can we have
Poltergeist,
for
you'll like
Mark?
that
What did we
series.
talk about? Really, I don't know what we could say for Mark.
I don't know, I wasn't listening.
Maybe you have to write the script for the reanimated corpse of Jimmy Savile fighting all the knights. That's your homework, and you have to bring it in a scene, and you have to write 4 characters, and we're gonna do it like a play, right?
Oh, you kids. You're serious, aren't you? You got that look in your eyes. No, I'm serious about this.
How amazing would that be?
Assuming Father's Day is not one with Billy Crystal and Robin Williams.
No.
It's that one.
It must be the other one.
Why don't you watch Fargo? Oh, you said you've not seen it. Why?
No, I've seen. It's been on the background. I know
Why
what it
didn't
was.
you watch it then? Why don't,
I've already
and then
seen
you and
it
Sean
pretty
can
much.
talk
That's the
about
one.
it.
I've pretty much seen it though. I know roughly what happens.
I don't know what else we can give you. I don't know.
What else we talked about?
What film?
Spider-Man. We talked about.
Yeah, what did we talk about?
Were you talking about Fargo?
Fargo
the
film, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What did we
I've
go
seen
into
film.
earlier?
How about you watch an episode of Sherlock?
Ah, okay.
Because one episode is basically as long as the movie.
Let me write this down.
Yeah, just check out the first episode of
See
the
what you
first
think
season
of
of
it.
Sherlock.
Even though I said earlier I'm gonna have a break from TV series and catch up on films.
Well, essentially, it's like a mini movie.
First episode of Sherlock.
Because that's
yeah.
Did anybody enjoy the films, by the way, Sherlock films?
I didn't mind them.
I thought they were quite
I
good.
thought Downey Jr. was good.
Yeah.
I do like Downey Jr. and
Yeah.
what's his name was all right.
What's the other?
Jude Law, he was fine.
Yeah, I thought they were good films.
Yeah,
But I think the series is a lot better.
So is each season 3 episodes?
Yeah, I think they are.
Is that all they are?
Yeah, but they're like an hour and a half long.
I'll
so-
try.
okay.
If I can, I'll try and do a season.
Yeah, just
Okay.
check it out. I mean, if you're into the Sherlock Holmes character and you kind of get it, you'll get a few of the references, but it's just a good sort of interesting, well written, well edited, well shot, just a sort of a crime drama.
BBC
you know,
drama,
and it's just sort of super interesting. In my opinion, you might not like it, but you guys will find out next week on the ChapterSkip podcast, which will be volume 8.
My
Now-
homework could be that I'll learn Flemish or something like that. Good thing.
I'll be impressed.
Yeah,
In one week. In 1 week.
Well, you didn't do one the other week where you were going to swallow random objects and poop them out
I'm
again.
glad you said random objects.
Where you were going to swallow.
We're going to swallow Randy. We're going to swallow Randy.
Swaddling in Joe's mouth.
And then he'll use ChapterSkip brand soap going in the bathroom to swallow some wank.
Oh, Joe, that smells. Oh,
Gonna
you some
swallow
staunch.
some wank.
Use some staunch.
Staunch.
Get rid of that smell.
Our homework has been set, so if you guys out there listening right now want to hear what Mark has to say about the BBC Sherlock TV show, check it out. If you want to hear what I have to say about Fargo, come and check it out. If you maybe want to hear if Joe's going to turn up or not, check it out.
Yeah.
And see what Chud thinks to a bit of incestual rape, check it out.
And also, if you think of something that you'd like to suggest to us to check out, then feel free to put it in the comments below.
Yeah, we'll
on
do
the
a-
off chance we do have a listener.
And we'll do a review on it, yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for checking this out. Subscribe to the podcast channel. Subscribe to the ChapterSkip channel.
I will try and do a video this week as well, if I can.
good boy.
Try and get something out before the baby's born.
And like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And basically, tune in next week for another ChapterSkip podcast. So, on behalf of ChapterSkip, I'm Sean.
And I'm Joe.
I'm Chad.
I'm still Mark.
Catch you next time.
Bye.
See ya.